Welcome to the Mornin meeting, building JM. I'm not at the dentist. If you clicked because I promoted the show saying I'm at the dentist, that was a lie. I did say asterisk lie in the show. I'm going to open up my phone and put the chat on here because I do like answering questions from the chat towards the end of the show. Also, this is going to be a little bit of a conundrum. I have my home videos from last week up on the channel, but because you released the episode of Mornin, I didn't release the home videos.
You were going to go home videos Monday?
I didn't know your plan on it. And then by the time I finished the edit, it was the same exact time that you had just gone public. So,
okay. I mean, you could fire it now.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't have a thumbnail made for it, though. But I kind of have an easy template for those thumbnails.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's public. So don't leave the show and go watch that.
Don't leave. Watch it after.
Yeah, listen live on AMP. It's a big, huge week, Maddie. And I'm going to start by talking about how I almost cried last night. Not last night, during the day.
Okay. Here or at the dentist or at the office?
Endodontist. I held it together while at the endodontist because I was in front of the endodontist and his, what are they called? Nurses? Dental assistants?
Assistants.
DA?
A DA.
All up in my mouth. I held it together for them. And then when I left the endodontist, I wanted to cry.
Because of the pain?
No, not because of the pain. Because being defeated by dental visits sucks. And people that have been listening into my life for a while now, November of 2020, I got a root canal. We were in California for some event. I don't forget what it was. Maybe winter meetings or I don't know. They started the root canal in California,
right? But
I had a flight, so they kind of like did a half one, left me with a cap on my tooth, a crown that had a hole in it, and I went to New York, and then a endodontist in New York had to finish the root canal through the crown. Both endodontists charged me full price, which is like $4,500.
Yeah.
At the time. At the time, I had like $5,000 in the bank account and a credit card, and I was trying to save up to get Katie a ring to propose to her. Oh, Sam's here. She just turned the lights on in the warehouse. And that 10 grand on the two root canals, which was really one root canal, set me back.
Yeah.
And then also I had the biggest swollen face ever when we announced the Bronx office video. That's wild. And when I went on the Michael K show, which then became my Wikipedia picture. So it's all around like not a great time.
Yeah.
The money was actually like an awful situation because I was then at zero. So last September or July, I forget what, I was going to the Yankees game, and that permanent crown cracked because it had a hole in it, so it was structurally unsound because of the way they did it. I went to a dentist to get another crown on. He said, "Ooh, I don't like these x-rays. I don't think that root canal was like done properly. And I'm scared to put a permanent crown on. I'm going to give you a temporary one." So he gave me a temporary crown. I was supposed to go to an endodontist. That was peak like stress and bad life stuff. October last year. I never did that. And then I was talking with Sam in the warehouse last Thursday, and I was eating a Starburst, and the crown didn't even really crack. It just came off with the Starburst. So then I was toothless for a while. So I went to the endodontist Monday, and he confirmed that, that root canal that I paid 10 grand for and got a swollen face. He was like, "You shouldn't have gotten a swollen face. I don't know why you got a swollen face. That shows that there was a problem." Like, because he wanted to give me a root canal yesterday. And I was like, "No, I'm filming and playing in this thing all week."
And
he's like, face. "Okay, well, who cares?" And I was like, "Well, look," I showed him the pictures. Like, that should not have happened. I'm like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Oh. So bummer. Total bummer. Because my Wikipedia picture for a while.
Did you tell him the Wikipedia picture?
No, I showed him the picture, which is the one from that was. Now I think the New York Times is our whatever. So he goes, "If you were my son, I would recommend getting a root canal. It doesn't look promising. It's
right now."
No, in general. I said, "Okay." I said, "But I still need like a cap for this week. He's like, well, I'll do a bunch of cleanup and I'll give you a temporary cap. 3 hours. I was there for 3.5 hours yesterday. I thought it was going to be an hour visit.
Yeah.
That kills a Monday, so I didn't get any of the breakdowns done. Not only that, to do the root canal correctly, I have 2 more visits, another 3-hour visit, and then like a 5-hour visit. So next week, I'm going on Monday for another 3 hours, so that's a Monday killer. And then the week after that, I have to go back, and he was like, and then a longer one. I'm like, well, longer than 3 hours. And our insurance covers a chunk of it, but not a lot of it, so it's another $3.5 grand. So this fucking tooth, and those endodontists this is not the end of this tooth's revenge on my life.
No.
So in 2 years, we'll be chronicling the next
5.
one, which I don't think you can get like more than, like, I think this is the last shot. Otherwise the tooth decay and the bone is going to get fucked. So are those rolling?
Take it out.
I don't know, but I was, when I was leaving, when I was leaving the endodontist and I was like, okay, this Monday, chalk this up too. I didn't do anything, like didn't get enough done. And now I have, and like the whole thing is, there's been so much going on that I tell John, our EA, like, get me through BB3, get me through Blitzball Battle 3, push meetings till then, like let's stall some stuff till then. And now already there's been so much stuff that we've just pushed. It's almost like Ron Swanson, March 32nd or whatever that episode is.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well now at the end of Blitzball 3, it's not like things calm down. Now there's just a fucking bulk heap of trash I got to deal with. Not trash. I got to deal with.
And then baseball.
And baseball starts. Oh, and now I'm out 2 Mondays.
Yeah.
So I was walking the 5 blocks back to the office and I was almost like, oh my God, I can't deal with this. And then I had to do like a legit pep talk to myself. Like, don't get stressed. Don't get stressed.
Yeah.
You're okay.
No, yeah. We got all of the Monday stuff that we can help with. Obviously, the fact that it's still a problem sucks, but all of the work, Sam and we can help with that.
And the dude, they were in my mouth for so long. And it was just like, at one point, I don't know if I'm an extra saliva-y guy, but you know, they have that sucker. They're like,
oh, yeah.
They like, usually they swish that around on you. They just kept it on one side, and I was tilted to the right. So like my right ear was to my right shoulder. So this cheek was just a pool, and I was actually just laying there like, this is going to fill. We're at capacity of saliva and drool in this cheek, and I could feel that. And then it filled, and it started dripping.
Oh, my God.
And, yeah, it was kind of a funny moment because in my head, even though they were fucking my whole mouth up, I was kind of like, haha. It started dripping, and he was like, oh, my God, and started wiping it up for me. And then he, like, touched my cheek. And then it was like a carnival tent that had been storing rain, you know, and they poke it from underneath and just, like, exploded. He's like, oh, my God, we need a new, like, bib and all that. I'm like, yeah, use your sucker thing, you know? I got saliva. I'm a human. So that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the endodontist yesterday. But I am excited for today. Like, I'm really excited for today and really excited for the rest of the week. And I hope everything goes smoothly.
I might be more excited for today than the rest.
Well, because today is the first day of school.
Yeah.
First day of school, the bus ride together.
Bus ride.
You get your
that Zach video.
What Zach video?
Orientation video.
I haven't seen it, have I?
Yeah, I sent it to you. I don't know if you watched it, but
I did. The syllabus day, the agenda, like that's today. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, we're filming Blitzball Battle 3 tomorrow. Actually, we're 10 minutes away from game time tomorrow, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Tonight, everyone's coming in. We stay at a hotel, and we have a like banquet hall tonight where we're doing an orientation, going through some slides of, you know, this is this crew, and this is this crew, and this is the schedule, and this is just everything, like all the need to knows. giving out jerseys and crew shirts. And I'm really excited about that because day one is always really stressful because people walk in the warehouse and usually it was like, hey, here's this, sign this. And like, we have an hour.
Yeah. Plus, hey, how are you?
And then, hey, how are you? So we're getting that all out of the way. And I am like, Nikki called me the other day and he was like, I'm so excited for orientation.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Me too. And this one, there's not that many new faces or outsiders at this orientation. So it's also like, I'm going to open it up when I address everyone and say like, hey, like in 6 weeks, we do another one of these and there's going to be a lot of people that have no idea who we are or what this is. So let us know what we can add to this. And I talked to Sam about making it a little more, the words I used were, I don't want it to feel like an AA meeting in an empty banquet hall where everyone just kind of sits in chairs. Like, let's make this a little, not crazy, but decor. Like, let's have the jerseys lined up. Mm-hmm. Let's have whatever it is that makes it.
We can do that.
Like first impression for new people coming to this, and they have no idea what they're doing. They're like, what is this? It's a warehouse tournament. Like, oh, this must be just a silly joke. And it is a silly joke, but people try and really want to win, and it gets real. But like their first impression, I want it to be like nice.
Yeah.
Or and send our message of who we are and what this is quickly. So
yeah,
it'll be cool. I'm excited.
I can't wait. The Como kids are en route
to the warehouse. They're gonna come here first.
So the last that I heard, Sam and I were gonna have to pick them up at like noon today from the airport and bring them here until they could check in. But then Aaron said, don't worry about that. I'm getting them from the airport and like they'll be with me. So I don't know if they are still coming here at some point, but
okay.
That's the first players to get here.
I'd prefer not, I think, until we have a lot of work to do.
I don't
so
think
if they come, it's not going to be that welcoming presence that
they don't
want people to feel. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Because there's stuff to get done here, and like we have at 1:00, we have
a walkthrough
of the production, which is, I mean, it's a logistical nightmare. I think we're going to pull it off.
No, we're definitely pulling it off.
We'll see what kinks come up.
Yeah.
But trying to explain it to people is tough. Like Zoe was asking me, how are we going to get all that done in this time? And I didn't have my whiteboard with all the people's faces and the map of the warehouse. And I was trying to do it. And he's like, that's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Like, you're good. You just be told what, when, and where as players.
I was in the same boat as you until I've now spoken it or written it 3 times in the last 24 hours, and I feel good about it.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the biggest hurdle is going to be Zach or I in the press room and then writing notes on what they say and then walking up the stairs and telling Rose and Paxton/Kelsey which specific things to react to.
So we're working on getting a one-way communication, you to them.
Yeah.
But it's not top of the list. So it might not be here day one.
Sure. But I'm just thinking like time-wise, that's going to be the biggest suck and what feels like the slowest.
Long games are going to be interesting.
Okay, I didn't think about the long games. But that's true.
Yeah, because I built in more time than we should need.
Yeah. On
games. So short games are going to feel really awesome.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have the space to it's just going to give us more time in between. Like I told to you and Sam yesterday, like usually in the warehouse, if the game runs short, we go, all right, let's run the next one.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that.
I did hear that, so that's good.
Because that always just, the crew has to work. I always say that. The crew doesn't get a game off, just the players do. So the players want to just keep going, but everyone else works every game.
Yeah.
Should be good. There's a lot of, there's just so many moving parts. I love it. I'm super proud of us, and if we pull it off, of like me in a way because this is basically executive producing a 17 episode television show.
Yeah.
Not even.
It's 17 times 3 almost.
With the pre and post game shows.
Yeah.
And these are separate videos, but I guess in a normal arena, those would be the same. But 17 hour-long programs with so many departments. Because we're also have all the supplemental content of short form videos. We also have the logistics of people still need to record their podcasts while here. We have the logistics of the stat booth, like handing the stats to Rose and them. And
sales integrations.
And we've never done it. And also, I love when we forge our own like path into it. Like this is probably half normal, but half we're definitely doing it our way.
Yeah.
Which I like. I don't like just like, oh, how does an industry do this? Or let's hire a freelance showrunner. No, I liked finding it our way with our crew. It's more fun that way. But yeah, so I am very excited. Is that all? I'm excited to see the uniforms today. And also, like, Jake and I are excited to win. If we win, gotta win. What's that? This? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. So it'll be good. Okay, any other topics that we have to discuss? We can do questions. I also have the top list of videos from the next week. Because remember last time...
We have a month yet?
Maybe I have that. Let me see.
I like the month.
I like that too. Here's the content report for
You want me to read the chat?
123.
What's the grand prize for Blitzball Battle 3? Do you want to say that?
Yeah, $10,000.
Yeah.
$10,000. $10,000 is the grand prize. It's less than Blitzball Battle 2.
Yeah. Less than Blitzball Battle 2.
Yeah, I can give the thought process there. That was like a conversation between Jake and I of, some people were like, is it going to be $10,002 because it was 10,000, 10,001. I thought that was, if we do that, we already did the joke of it's $1 more. And if we just keep doing that, we kind of get pigeonholed into like, now it's 10,004. And I think that
it's not funny.
I don't think it's funny or anything at that point. And then Jake said, let's go back down to 10,000. It's less than before. And I thought that was funny. To be like, the prize is raised. We're like, oh, that's actually lower than last time.
And technically, it's going to end up being more. Because
Moylan and Rose have $100 each game to divvy out how they see fit.
However they see fit.
However they see fit. Which players impress them, not impress them. I kind of went over that with them. So you can earn more. Just texted Lucas, do we have the monthly report? But yeah, that's the same price. Nice. We don't want to go higher. 5,000 per player is probably where we land, or even less if it's like ball and play. I don't know what it's going to be. They're 4 people teams. I do like giving something. Like if you asked any player that plays in the competition, truly, I think Vinny, who's not playing in Blitzball Battle 3, but he plans to be back for other ones. Do you think anyone's in it for the money more than the banner? Vinny, I think, was, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but Vinny appreciated the bonuses, the checks. I think Trev always gives it back to the team or donates it. But I think if you would ask anyone else, and a lot of people in there could use the $5,000, they tell you that they're playing for the banner and like the pride of winning the competition and competing.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would say the opposite.
And I think that's true. And we don't want it to become like, as soon as you go too high, then you have to hire real sanctioned officials, and it gets messier and messier, and it loses the spirit of it.
Also for content, the difference in a thumbnail between 10,000 and 15,000 doesn't do anything.
Yeah. But I do think it's nice to have a prize.
Definite.
Yeah. So when we do floorball and ball and play, I don't know if we'll do higher because make it $5,000 a player. There's 4 players. No idea.
Yeah, Sam and I had an interesting subscriber giveaway idea for these franchise series in that doc. We'll see how that turns out for something like Blitzball 4.
Yeah, and I think I've said on here that I want Blitzball 4. I've said it somewhere that I want Blitzball 4 to be an in-person event.
Yeah, meaning that other people.
Live audience. Yeah. And not like a big arena, like just even if it's like a middle school gymnasium, and we can get a couple hundred people in there to be fans. I'm in on that. That's the goal. It's going to take place in September. I do think we could get a lot of people to come. It's just the interesting thing is it would be 3 days. You have to buy your day, and like day 1 would be the first couple games, and day 2, and then day 3 would be the championship. And it would be a shorter amount of games than this one, which is 17. And to do it, you have to have NDA so people don't spoil it, and then like maybe take phones away. And then maybe day 1 and day 2, we mix in like a Talkin' Yanks live recording, Talkin' Baseball live recording, because it will be our biggest, most popular month. And if you mix those in, you're watching the first 4 games and you're getting this. And also we would fully mingle with people.
Oh yeah.
That's like our Q&As when we did the Q&A in LA last year. And when we huddle up before that, I think how I phrased it was if we look around and you see that you're only talking to, we were all in jerseys, our Jomboy Media jerseys. How did I say it? I said if you look around and you're just talking to another person in a Jomboy Media jersey,
you're doing it wrong.
You're doing the wrong thing right now. Notice that and mingle with our community.
Yeah.
Which we did a good job of. And that's how I would do this. Obviously, we have to play the games, and it's a big thing. But in between, it would be a mingle session. So I think people would come and pay to show up.
Yeah, definitely. Tom Ace said he'd sleep outside the box office for tickets. Normal Dog said he'd love to go. That would be awesome to see live. Some questions about Blitzball. And if you have any other questions about Blitzball, feel free to send them. But can Moylan and Rose potentially lower a player's price for discretions?
No, but I am interested in the joke. And I was texting them and I was saying, here's like the straight up way this goes. And here's some little jokes that naturally fall into. Like if someone hits grand slam in the first inning and they're like, and Moylan's like, 50. There's my $70. $70. That was a great grand slam. And then that team loses because another player hits a walk-off grand slam, and now he's like, oh, do we lock them in? Mm-hmm. I think you lock. I think it's locked. Yeah. Yeah. This was an idea that Jake came up with, I believe, in our and I shared this to like if we sponsor with Venmo or PayPal or Cash. What's the Cash one? They're out because I forgot their name. Now they're not going to sponsor with us.
Cash App, Venmo.
Cash App. Oh, because like in code names, me and Jake just like upping and lowering people's Venmos on our phone.
Yeah,
it's a funny joke. Then that's a version of this. So yeah, if you're out there, I still want to do that. We'll help. That's a great sponsorship opportunity for Cash App or Venmo or whatever money things there are.
Another question. Do you think in future Blitzball battles you might start live streaming games?
Yeah, but people are going to have to understand the difference in quality there and the difference in... I have one idea for this that I want to do. It wouldn't happen for a while. It would be that we film the regular season of the next one inning league and turn them out as if they're not actually live, but like, so, okay, I'll use random ass days. The week after Thanksgiving, December 1st. And these are not normal. These actually impossible for these dates to happen, so yes. Don't lock them in your brain. But so that week we film 3 days of the one inning league regular season, and Ronnie live cuts it, and we do replays, but we don't edit it. We just now upload those a game a day. So a week later, or whatever it is, a game a day, we upload those. You're watching the regular season. It's not as polished as we usually are, but the top teams, the top 4 teams, it's like 1 inning league, road to, I don't want to say what I've been saying, road to the stadium, whatever. And then every episode is like, if you want to see the playoffs, buy tickets. We're going at Rutgers Gym. I'll use that, right? Like, it's going to be Rutgers Gym, and tune in live. And then on a day close, but a little later, so now let's say the week after Christmas. So 3 weeks later. It's a little weird to have a 3-week break or 2-week break for the players in between the regular season and the playoffs. Now, just those playoffs. So as audience, you've watched the regular season live, and you've been told you can buy tickets to the result of this, and then we go to a gym or a place, and we have a live audience for the playoffs. It's one day. There's 4 games. Those would need to be live streamed.
Yeah.
So then it would be even an event on YouTube channel of click play, and like it's a 5-hour live stream. And that's a plan I want to do. I have no idea if we're going to accomplish that. I don't think it's on the cards for 2023.
No, not with the current schedule.
But that is where we would like post them live.
Yeah.
I do think that's a great idea. That's a fun one, but yeah, it's not plausible for like right now.
If the warehouse games becomes in 5 years something that we plan for it to become, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that the original back alley gets a plaque commemorating what it created? Question from the chat.
Well, I mean, we could go sneak in and put one there for sure.
Yeah, we could just put one up.
Is that? I don't know. I don't know how else we would do that.
What's the concierge's name?
Sonny?
Yeah. Get Sonny in. He'll put it up.
Yeah. We could do that. But that would be the only way it would happen. Or like, how else are you interpreting that? Like a plaque here of a picture of it?
No.
We kind of have that.
I think that we're saying this becomes like, I don't know, what's an ESPN event that, like the AND1 live tour, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
that it becomes something that's like nationally recognized, and it's like, for lack of better example, ESPN says, you know what? Let's do a little ribbon cutting. Put up a plaque in the thing, in the alley.
Yeah. The mayor of the Bronx should do it.
The mayor of the Bronx will do it. So,
do boroughs have mayors?
Note that down. I don't know.
I don't know either. That'd be fun. AND1 Tour, there's a really good documentary on that. Of how they were huge.
The Professor.
They were bigger than NBA at their heyday. And then Nike just went boom and squashed them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sold it out. They're all successful, but then it kind of ceased to exist. There's some comparisons. If you look at UFC, the very early days, it looks more like this. The Barracks, which is a skateboarding version of this. But I don't know. I'm not in a rush to get any of those places soon.
Yeah. Judge has the key to the city. Let him do it. What
does that get you?
I thought the same. What does that mean?
Can he go anywhere? Is that what that means? Like, can he show up to our office and be like, I have the key?
He can just walk in wherever he wants?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means.
Judge, if you want to come to the office,
Yeah.
you don't need a key.
Jake and I have to decide if we want to get that billboard again.
I didn't think that was a question last time I heard about it.
We definitely want to get it. The one outside Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
We're deciding on what we want it to be.
Yes.
We wanted to go full silly.
Yeah.
And not serious. But we don't know what that is. I wanted to, and we also don't want it to come off douchey. And all of my ideas, if you hear the way I say it, it's like silly, and I understand, but people that don't know our tone, like I wanted to compare Jake's MVP numbers from Blitzball Battle 1 and judges and just say the real MVP, and it's a picture of Jake.
Yeah. Listen to Talking Yanks.
And then Jake and I are also like, the players drive under it every day, so fuck everyone else. Let's just make one that's specifically for the players.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get a collection of super mundane quotes that players have said on Talking Yanks. Like when Higgy said, "I'm not much for small talk." Like I wanted to put that in quotes and then say, "As heard on Talking Yanks."
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I still think that's funny.
Can we put Kyle Higashioka on a billboard, or is it like shirts?
Probably not. I don't know.
So we could put Higgy?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay, I have the top. Wait, Lucas said he didn't respond yet. I have the top for. This is the week of January 23rd.
This top videos of the week for January 23rd.
Yes, we did, because we did the week before last time, right?
Yeah.
January 23rd. Top episode. Podcast episode.
Talking baseball.
How's the old ESPN countdowns? Number 5. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Talking baseball got the number 1 spot. Correct. Winners and losers of the MLB offseason was the best.
That was the number 1 spot. For anybody that was confused by the number 5 there.
Yeah, it wasn't number 5. Number 2. Twins trade the batting champion to Miami. Talking baseball. Ooh, number 3. Reacting to our office's Yankees trades.
Talking Yanks.
Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks got the 4 spot. Are the Yankees done making moves? And Baseball Today got the 5 spot.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the video-only content report. Week of January 23rd. Reminder, January is a down month in the internet world, but then also for our audience, which is Baseball Skew. 1, 2, 3. Wow, 5 different series in the top 5.
Okay, you want me to guess?
I want you to guess.
Weekly Dumb.
Weekly Dumb came in at the 3 spot.
Jolly
Olive came in at the 2 spot. The Cy Young winner who became the worst pitcher in MLB. Jeez,
Jolly.
Tough.
Jolly. Ice.
No, we got Ice.
They must have not uploaded.
Whoa, wow. We got Ice Defender, I guess.
Okay. Give me warehouse training.
Warehouse training comes in at number 5. The Colin Stone trying to hit 100 miles per hour video.
Okay.
So you're missing number 1 and number 4.
JJTV.
Nope. You lose.
Okay.
Things you missed.
That wasn't going to pass my brain.
Comes in at number 1.
That's fair.
Or you doubting us?
No.
Over the things you missed, community has noted. Maddie's a doubter.
Okay.
U.S. goalie is a beast, and Tiny Town wins Ireland championship. That is a really good episode of Things You Missed.
Yeah, it is. It is. In my head, once I said Weekly Dumb, I was like, Weekly Dumb and Breakdowns, check. Not going to think about the main channel.
Yeah. Well, breakdowns we don't add.
Yes. So,
Things you missed.
Okay.
Number 1, and stats that exist but don't matter. Number 4.
Forget those Facebook views.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me think about that.
We also have the RefGuess consistency chart here, and it peaked. The second episode was awesome, like really, really high, and then it found consistency. But recently, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up and up and up and up and up. Wow. RefGuess doing the thing.
Is the second episode the one with you and Rose in the thumbnail? Question mark.
Don't know. I just have a line graph in front of me. Period.
How many views?
It does 37,000, 38. Does this help you?
Yeah, the second one is you and Rose in the thumbnail, and it's currently on 44,000 views.
So this is first 30 days.
Yeah.
So it's keep going. Cool. Yeah, but the way it's looking like this is a great chart, because then it kind of plateaued from episode 3 to episode 8.
Right.
Then it took a quick dip for episode 9 and 10, like a slight dip, but dipped. And then since then, booming up.
Nice.
I think the last 2 eps have been the second and third most viewed. So RefGuess is doing well. NHL Hitz trends. I sent this to Joez because it is really fun, and the people that like it really like it. I don't know if we're going to switch it back to JM Gaming YouTube at some point. Probably. But that chart, it just ticked up at the end. I saw promotion. I don't know what it is for that series, and it's so fun. I wanted people to watch it more, but we'll see. I just feel like we might be too far gone for people to now jump on the bandwagon Gaga's wagon.
Yeah, the wagon has left the station.
The lore is so deep in Gaga fandom.
Yeah, you can't.
But we are about to get a complete rebrand coming up. New jerseys, new color scheme. Gaga's go big time. Oh. Yep. And then we have the Riptide content that Paxton, Canobio, and Joez did, and like the Instagram numbers crushed for that. Yeah. And that's really a social campaign, so that's good to know. Cool.
And then for Jam Gaming, because we mentioned it, Jake and Shelfie hit 10K.
Nice.
Which is more than double that anything that channel's ever seen, which is awesome. So shout out to Jake.
Shout out to Jake. Yeah.
And then the next 2 weeks, for people that are curious and follow Jake's show, the next 2 weeks up until the release of MLB The Show 23, there are a number of more episodes for Jake playing MLB The Show 22 Battle Royale coming that way. So Jam Gaming's back up and running to a degree.
I like that.
Joe's popped off on Fortnite.
Did he?
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Hell yeah. We also texted about a little Jomboy Jake TV change
we texted
last night. I've been waiting. I've been wanting to do this. Jake and I've been talking about this a lot for after we get through the Blitzball Battle 3 and the player profile projections and team profile projections and find a little routine. And on the Jomboy and Jake TV channel, bringing back a version of Jomboy Jake Radio. It's not going to be what JJR was at all, but it's going to be the same podcast feed and same name.
Yep.
I was texting with Jake solo about it a lot too, so we're gonna. But I more want it to be Jake and I sit down and trending topics in pop culture and the world, just riff and banter about them.
30 minutes.
30 minutes, and that will probably replace one of the watch-ins or the play-ins for that week for now, because we can't add more, but. Yeah, we got to give that channel a little shot of adrenaline, and people will be excited. And it's fun to do. You just need someone to come up with the list and make sure we're somewhat there. And it's almost like Weekly Dumb without the crazy editing and more topics and more casual banter. And then it also can be a 2-man show, or we can bring in. We can have some of the other creators rotating third between, Zoe, Canobio, Joez, Jolly, Panic, Paxton, whoever's around. I don't know when that's happening, so don't get too excited, people, but it is going to happen. I've been talking about this with Jake since January. Once we get into a structured and the vacations are done and this is done, let's try this out and see if we can handle it. But Jake wanted to name it something new, and I was like, no, because the podcast feed for JJR still probably has a lot of subscribers, and we need to utilize that.
I think it's the same show.
And it is the same show. Yeah. But Jomboy Jake Radio has gone through so many iterations and so many hiatuses, to be frank.
Yeah, so it's the same.
But the drafts and the match 5 and just opening boxes, it's not going to be a 2-hour just sit down window and not live on YouTube anymore. So it will be different, but it'll be Jake and I bantering about topics in life, and I really want to do that again, and I think people will enjoy it. So we are going to try to do that again.
Yep. So nobody get excited, but
yeah.
Sporkle hit 10K. That's cool. Which
it
I
did?
expect Sporkles too. Yeah. I mean, it's on exactly 10K on YouTube.
Have we put out another The Button
No, not yet.
on that channel?
7K on the first button. No button since.
We filmed 3 episodes of that show called The Button.
You want to trash the next 2.
No, I think that I don't think people will tune in. I don't think people will tune in because that show's so bad.
Yeah.
But if you do tune in, it's nothing but me getting thrown into a fit of rage because of how bad that show is. Sometimes I can't help. And it's like
tier lists.
It's like a disappointment of how bad that show is. It's not in a fun, let's laugh at this way.
Fail said, "Oh God, another button app."
2 more button apps. And yeah, I mean, for people that like don't like when I get like complainy or whiny, like don't watch because they need a lot of help, but they're doing well. So I guess there is an audience. I'm not that audience.
Do you want to switch gears a little bit?
Sure.
Do you see JM getting more into gaming or gambling content? No, DK is a big sponsor, but haven't seen too much gambling specific content.
I don't know what kind, like long form gambling shows, like Jake, they did Against the Spread, which DraftKings sponsored, and
Jake does his
Jake does the weekly bets, and DraftKings loves the Homer draft videos that we do. So
we're doing that this year. Okay.
DraftKings likes those. I actually don't know if we're doing it again, but I know that
I would
should do them again.
It's BBD versus me. That's the Homer draft.
The whole thing, yeah, every time.
Just behind the scenes, it's BBD and I making a lot of those picks.
Whatever. So I don't know what I would have to ask you what you mean by the gambling content, because in my mind we
do daily gambling show.
No, I mean,
you guys can probably create your own parlays and advertise them.
We do that. Jake had the biggest parlay of the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that hit, and he was like featured on the very top of the app and won 27,000 people money with his parlay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do stuff like that. A daily gambling show, someone would have to be out there doing it solo on their own. They have an audience. They want to join a network or a company that's bigger than just a solo thing and be part of something, and they want to bring other shit to the table for us as well.
Yep.
And then like that's their home base, and then they are part of the rest of the world here at Jomboy Media. It's not something that we're not really just gonna create solo shows and then drag and drop a personality into it. It's much more like
the opposite
of that.
Yeah. None of our creators at the moment are gambling really on their own. So it's not like,
or like daily like that.
No.
Like I'll play some bets here.
Sure.
And there, have fun with
whatever.
it, but it's not. Yeah, you got to be in that world. You can't just be like, people watch this, so we'll do it, and people will watch it. Like,
are you placing real bets? You're placing 5 cents.
No, I do not like real, like 10, $10,
$10,
$5, whatever.
That's
it is.
real.
I mean, I don't have the itch to like be heartbroken over money.
Mm-hmm.
I just gamble with my teeth, you know. That's where I lose. I get high off losing money to the endodontist.
I used to bet every Villanova game, just one $5 or $10 bet, because I felt like I knew them better than Vegas. And since they got rid of Jay Wright, that's no longer true.
Wow.
Come back, Jay.
Come back, Jay.
You have to win the Big East tournament.
Screw conferences, I say.
If they don't win the Big East tournament, they're not making it.
Okay.
Into the dance.
When do they play?
Thursday through Sunday if they make it to the championship.
Okay. Any other questions in the chat or topics that we didn't touch on?
Currently, no other questions in the chat.
I interviewed someone yesterday for a position we're trying to hire, and I am very excited. I hope they accept our offer.
I hope so too.
It's a behind-the-scenes, non-content, so you guys won't even know, but that was exciting.
Nice.
There's been some conversations lately that have been pissing me off in the back end side of things, and then that was very refreshing. A little interview I had yesterday. I was like, oh, shit. Texted Courtney and Jake right away, and I was like, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Like, send it right away. What's the streaming plan for Yanks games this season? Opening day.
You're stealing my job.
Let's
refresh.
Okay, you're on the chat. Maddie's on the chat.
So Tom Ace said, what's the streaming plan for Yankees games this season, opening day?
We are doing an opening day.
Opening day live stream is happening.
Oh, my plan. Are we doing my plan for this? I told Sales my plan.
I haven't heard the plan.
I want to be live all day.
I believe that we're doing that.
So like the Yankees are the first game, so me and Jake will be in there.
Yeah.
When that game ends, Jake and I will have to go record the podcast on Talking Yank stream, but on the JM baseball stream, it'll be all day. And like it'll just be a rotating.
Yeah.
We'll just make sure.
Chairs.
Okay, well, who's playing next? Are the Mets and at one point in the day there's 6 different games on. So we haven't really done this before, of just like a 6-hour stream. But yeah, we have enough people and it's an exciting day. And like the Yankees will kick off. So
is
I want to do
the
that.
Yankees game on JM Baseball?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
because I want it to be one
audience
stream. Hey, you guys stay here for this, but me and Jake are going to go on Talking Yanks to the podcast.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of whatever other games are going on, well, now we get Ice, Jolly, whoever's there. And Sam, how are you? Do you want to chat? The people on the morning show want to hear from you.
They were asking for you.
They're asking for you. Yeah. How are you feeling today?
Good morning. Really good. Honestly, I walked in and it was like pretty clean.
Except right there.
They got a mop. Did they mop?
No, Mr. Rivera hasn't come yet. He's coming this afternoon.
Dude, that was the only thing. It was super dusty.
Yeah.
But
there's no point to that until the very end.
Are you excited about orientation?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna pack up the van soon to bring everything that people will be getting. And yeah, I think it'll be great. I really like our presentation. I like Zach's vid.
That's what I said.
So I think it'll be cool.
Ask her a question that maybe the chat would ask.
Oh yeah, so the chat just asked, what is Sam's plan for opening day?
Watch the Yankee game and do whatever needs to be done for the stream.
So on the off chance, is Sam going to get the chance to defend her MVP level performance in blitzball or floorball?
Yes. I'm very
breaking
ready for floorball.
news.
She's worried about my performance because I'm going to come off paternity leave. You can say that's fair.
I'm not worried. I raised the question of is it better or worse that you'll be coming back from maternity right away to play floorball? Because I see both ways. I see a way where it's our secret weapon.
Stressed me out so much I cracked my tooth.
2 more questions. One, how deep is Sam in the depth chart of blitzball replacements?
Not on it.
So probably about 10.
Not on it.
Well, you've stood in for some games in the warehouse.
Yeah, I've been the camera tester batter.
And floorball or ball and play league, you played outfield.
Sure. Yeah.
What's been the hardest part of planning for Blitzball Battle 3?
I think just knowing, like, just all the moving parts of all the different departments and having everyone, like, sometimes we can't do something unless someone else says their thing or vice versa. So I think just balancing everyone having their role and sometimes having your role depend on someone else. Other than that, not too challenging.
Has Christina becomes Sam's Sam?
Oh, Christina's really wonderful. Who asked that question?
Feo. Christina's the best.
Of course. Yeah, Christina's great. I had Christina fold at least 60 of these booklets we're handing out, and she did it without a care in the world.
Loud clap. That was something. Remember, I was writing stuff down yesterday that was popping into my head. That was something I was going to ask. Do we have extras of those?
Rules.
or just like the general? Because people will lose theirs or whatever.
I just was printing extra rules, so I can print more general ones.
Okay.
How many new teams in Blitzball Battle 3? 2 new teams.
Yeah.
One of those teams is people you've seen before.
Yeah.
Hook, line, sinkers. Bye,
She's
Sam.
out. She left.
That was a question for her, so I don't know.
Yeah,
But
she left. I had another question as well. She's out.
And
I made sure
ask.
that Sam. I made sure that you have comms. Oh, sick. She said.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
and I didn't mean that way.
That makes it go way better when you have the comms and you can listen to what everyone's saying.
Sam loves the comms. One of those teams, hook, line, sinkers, is Canobio and Drew Davis. Other team is Como Blitzball.
Yeah. Como Blitzball.
Is Forgotten Rotten at a disadvantage without the original team?
I think Rourke is a better pitcher than Vinny.
Dan said formally that he has trained to become as good as Vinny.
So I think Rourke can pitch better than Vinny if he can stay under the speed limit and hit the zone.
Just relax. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a better pitcher than Vinny. So that's an improvement. Now, Vinny could hit. He wasn't hitting for power, but he could work at bats and hit. Rourke hasn't hit yet, but there's 3 outs now instead of 2. So Trev gets up twice. And Trev can get up, if Trev keeps hitting, he can get up 3 times.
Yeah.
So I think that they are of the same advantage or more due to the rules plus teammate than before. Does that make sense?
You think that they're better now than they were? If
anything, I think it nudged up a tiny bit just because Trevor gets more at-bats. It's very hard to get out. Just because with 2 outs, you walk Trev twice and get Rourke twice, and it's still a tricky strategy. And we also saw Rourke go to the semifinals with Gamin.
Yeah, and Trevor's better than him.
Gamin, yeah. So,
what team scares you the most?
Joez, because if you get out,
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a moment. Jake and I just got to throw strikes and hit.
Yeah.
You just have to hit.
That I was going to say, I think your guys' thing is hitting. I think if you pitched similar to Blitzball 2, it's not going to damn you.
I'm on a bit of a pissy vendetta.
Oh, you're on a pissy vendetta.
Yeah, because I pitched really well in Blitzball Battle 2. I faced 7 batters. I struck 5 of them out. I gave up 2 solo homers. If Jake and I had hit a lick, my pitching would be talked about in a very nice light.
Sure.
Not in a bad light. It was just because they were walk-off homers, and Jolly had the best moment off of me. But if Jake and I put up 2 runs both games, we would have won 2-1, and my numbers would have looked much better. So I'm fine with my pitching. I just gotta throw strikes. And 1 inning league, everyone gave up runs. Like I gave up runs, but you had to. That was the thing. In 1 inning league, it was like hold them to 2 or less. That was everyone's mantra. Well, that was only 1 inning of 3 outs. Now there's 2 innings of 3 outs. So like people are going to give up runs.
Oh yeah.
And also 1 inning league is the best I ever hit. So people in the comments were like, they're trending down. I'm like, well, I just hit best I've ever hit. And
coming off good pitching. Blitzball.
Yeah. And well, down the stretch of 1 inning. I mean, 1 inning league championship series, we were dead.
Yeah.
I couldn't throw. It was 10 miles less than average. And I still got the only outs. Like, I don't know if Canobio got an out in the championship.
I don't know.
And I got out of that game. So I'm building up a chip on my back because everyone's telling us we're trending down. And I'm like, wait, but I'm trending up right now. It's the best I ever hit. We'll see. Got to lock in.
We'll see. Which teams do you think have the best and worst chemistry?
Best would be we got ice. Jake and I are getting back there. We're going to have good chemistry. That was the other thing. Jake and I didn't do a lot of galvanizing before Blitzball Battle 2. making sure we walked in as a unit. We're doing that this time. I mean, Canobio and Drew Davis, that's an interesting group. They like know each other in passing, but they're teammates now.
Como probably has decent chemistry, right?
So in the group chat, we have a players-only group chat.
Oh.
They tried to play like we've known each other forever card.
You think that they're playing a couple acts?
No, they just like tried to play like they. Sure, I think they might have said like we have the best chemistry or something, and we were like, I mean, you can't be playing that card. Like Jake and I have known each other since we were 14.
Yeah.
Jack and Zoe go way back. What did they say? Oh yeah, they sent this picture and said chemistry over.
That's from this year.
Yeah, and Jake sent this picture of me and him from college where we're on each other's bodies. Our heads are on each other's bodies.
Sure.
I photoshopped it. It's a good pic. I can share that. And then Jake sent a picture of me and him from 12. And then Joez and Lou were high school teammates in baseball. And
Joez and Lou might have you guys beat.
Yeah, and we got Ice is in here every single day playing together.
But we got Ice's college.
But still,
the
amount of time together and playing and like in the warehouse together, they got a good vibe. I mean, Nikki and Dalton are high school teammates,
or before that,
or
friends before that.
Yeah, so we were like, I don't know if that's the card you want to roll here.
You might be the least. Other than Dan and Drew, you might know each other. It all
started because Trev sent the picture of him and Rourke, which is the Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute picture.
Yes.
I mean, I hadn't seen that in a while.
It's
such a funny picture.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for Trev's dynamic and to paint a picture behind the scenes and then I'll tell you guys, the secret crew that watches this, and then in the chat and the YouTube comments, you be the advocate. For the people that kind of don't see it. But Trev texted, because Trev plays, his cocky character during Blitzball. And some people can't see that it's same with K-Mac. They can't see that it's okay.
It's fake.
It's
an act.
Yeah, it's totally, it's fake. It's just it's not totally fake.
No,
but it's also not who Trev, whatever.
When the cameras go off, he's not acting like that. Like when we go out at night, it's not like that.
So Trev texted the chat and he said, before I go full Blitzball character, I want to say I love you all. Let's keep the energy rocking this week. I cannot wait to have a beer and some wings with everyone. And Nikki Cass is buying. And maybe it's wrong of me that's a players only chat that I'm now sharing.
Yeah, you're leaking.
I'm leaking. Yeah. I'm filming the clubhouse on Instagram Live basically. But yeah, I did that in the booth too. Because I like the act, but I hate when people can't see through it.
Yeah, it's very
and
clear.
Then getting mad at our own, you know what I mean? Oh, the camera died. My solo shot's over. Wide shot. I think we got to wrap this up anyway, right?
Yeah, camera died.
Yeah, all right, that's true. Any last questions from the chat? If anyone?
From the chat. Are people starting to figure out Jack Doyle? And that's the last question since the last thing we answered.
He got hit around in the 1-inning league. I don't know, man. I don't know what we're figuring out or not figuring out, but everyone's got hit in 1-inning league.
Did you watch their most recent video?
With Dale Scott?
No, a YouTube video.
Oh, his new curveball?
So you have.
Yeah, curveballs get hit, though. I mean, it's just his slider thrown up the same way I do mine, but yeah. What was I going to say? There's something else I was going to say before we signed off, but I forget now. Oh, it does feel a little different, this Blitzball Battle 3. We've been promoting the filming of the players are arriving in the office and the rankings and all that. And I know it doesn't come out till May, but I hope the views reflect it. It does feel a little bit more like public interest because, and also the teams now, the players, we're kind of finding a status quo where I think if we did this one with 4 new teams and a bunch of new characters, it's harder for the audience to grip on.
Sure.
And then I don't know. I hope it gets reflected in viewership and then community building and all that. But it does feel like there's just more momentum, and also as playing in it, like, oh shit, this one feels bigger than the last
this
two.
one does feel bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're not painting right now, which has been the case for the other two.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you. And we'll be back. Oh, I scheduled an episode with Nikki for Mornin at whenever he's around. There's a topic I want to do with Nikki on a show, and then Trev might join us while he's around, and we'll keep going.
Yeah. There should be a couple mornings this week with other people.
Okay. Gavel. Meeting adjourned.